Okay, looks like we're live. It's gonna be a really big race. Got a really exciting one here between Toasty and Manelder on the bottom, and Nevdi on the top. So Nevdi has huge playoff implications as J-Chalk is 5-2 right now, and Nevdi is 6-1. A good race too, but that one has a lot less playoff implications. Like set off, the SRL just started, so or been in the SRL chat, so should be seeing him head off any second now.
Okay.
Yep, J-Chalk gets a head start. It looks like Manelder is starting in last.
I gotta move my mouse. There we go.
I think is going to be the first item after Morph Ball. I would guess some sort of miner. Super missiles. Yep, the first item has to be Morph Ball, so the runners decide to go down first or go across to across, and J-Chalk is going down. Some pretty exciting divergence here. E-Tank in the ceiling, pretty vanilla, as well as the missile at those are Awakening missiles, I think they're called. And the first non-vanilla item is an E-Tank on the right side. Oh, Jay missing that D-boost the first time, but luckily gets it the second time. I really hate missing that twice and having to reset the room. It's 2 E-Tanks. That makes me feel like this will be a seed where we don't get power bombs for a while. Maybe no supers for a while too. It's tend to troll you, just giving you a bunch of E-Tanks, reserve tanks, and missiles. And kind of withholding the... We've got a couple of different kinds of climbs. We have Toasty doing the ledge grab climb, whereas Nevdi does the wall jump climb, and it looks like Manelder also does the ledge grab climb. They're doing wall jump climbs, and both bottoms are doing ledge grabs. We have a bomb chorizo. Bombs. Yeah, I think that there's power bombs for quite a while here. That's my guess. Though. If the runners are going to go through Gauntlet, if there aren't power bombs at 2:30, or screw attack or something like that. Bombs can be pretty dangerous. Missiles, I like going to Gauntlet a lot more, because the odds that you find either power bombs or super missiles is pretty high, and there's also a pretty good chance that those are the only ones you'll be able to find. What's at 230 first? Grapple, huh? So that'll make wrecked ship access a lot easier, as well as X-ray location. Did J-Chuck not check 230? Forgot 230. Because I think that you would definitely check 230 before going to Gauntlet. Back for 230, but grapple beam could be a pretty big deal too, if something like Shack Tool is required. Tanks, I like going to Gauntlet a lot more with just bombs as well. A lot of times you have just bombs and like no E-tanks, which can be really, really dangerous. Bit of leeway. Minelder is the only one who is not checking Gauntlet. And it's another missile. Missiles found so far. The back of Gauntlet has any other miners, or if it's just more missiles and E-tanks. Picking up this missile, with only 5 missiles, you're gonna, and no supers, you're gonna want X, so that you don't run out of missiles. You know what, I'm gonna call it now. I think that the first supers are gonna be at Spore Spawn, and there won't be any others in Logic. I guess available, because in Logic is just the Chozo ones. Tank and a missile at the back of Gauntlet, so were there supers under the bridge? I didn't see that. Oh wait. 4 people. Worry not, because the C could still troll them with like power bombs at Crocomire or something like that. Good play to have skipped Gauntlet for Minelder. Back for 230, remembering it, thankfully. And we'll get our first look at Spore Spawn. See if he's got the goods today. I think that's our first Chozo E-Tank. Chozo E, one super missile Chozo. Missiles. Other E-Tank, so starting to look like there might be some required hell runs for those power bombs. And Minelder is heading back up. Oh, is he? Yeah, he's out of supers, that's why. He's kind of being controlled by these bugs, not giving him supers. You're not getting that spot in the wall. And more supers in the meme route location. Anyone decides to bet on alpha power bombs or completely forgets that they don't have power bombs and goes up and checks there. I know Nevdi likes to go wreck ship first, so we'll see if he remembers he doesn't have power bombs. Like I said, I think it's a lot harder to go wreck ship first. The E-Tank. I probably would have grabbed that E-Tank, even though he's already got like 6. Faster and easier. Because I think the hell runs are very likely to be required at this point. Wow. See, it is probably at least rolled a slow on the power bombs. There's at least one slow that you get in these variable seeds, and that one tends to troll you. That's the reason that I like going to wreck ship first. If the seed rolls a slow, they're at right side supers or attic supers. I think that's the slowest or something. An Elder missing the crate quick kill, so we'll get to see some prom. Toasty can get this quick kill. Bosses do have majors in Chozo. For Fantoon, the major for the boss is the right side supers, as it's behind them. and Plasma Beam right after you get Spazer. The way it should be. Two Chozo E. I think the progression at high jump or at ice, another E tank and a reserve tank at those two locations. But the hell runs into logic. Technically be something like an E tank and space jump, which would require you to go back to X-ray. Some combination of something like that. To see pretty quickly what it is on Manelator and Toasty's side. Definitely possible PBs are here, and then it expects you to go back up to Wreck Ship or something. Or wait, no, X-Ray isn't in logic because of PBs. I am stupid. What do we have here? The reserve tank? So, last E-tank will be at, ice. Still isn't in logic because they haven't found Charge Beam. But if Charge Beam is at either Wave or Speed Booster, that would put him in logic. Check Croc anyway, even if he's not in logic. Ice first. I like this a lot better, because if there's an E-tank at high jump, go there, instead of getting the refill and then going to ice and losing a lot of health. Tank. So hell runs are now in logic. These runners before the race started that I was hoping for the worst possible seed, and so far it hasn't really disappointed. I just wish that it had been fun. He gonna take us? Oh wait, no, yeah, he didn't check high jump. Forgot. I see our first hell runs from Manelator and Toasty here. Hopefully they make it through okay. A good amount of energy. A lot more than they probably need. Manelator kind of getting stuck on that ledge. Ooh, I'm not sure about checking this time when you're doing hell runs. Like, we'll take a save. It would be worth it if it were PBs, because PBs are going to be either at wave. It would be worth it. but a wave or speed anyway, and you're probably going to want to check those, so. If they're at Croc, then that would be worth it, so. I guess with this energy, you have a lot of take time to make the check. Would be at Alpha, I forgot about that. Assume that going to Alpha is wrong and bad. But it could be the play. Would be a real troll if Alpha Power Bombs had charged, and that's what put Croc in logic. What's that speed? So that's both Chozo super missiles. All of the Chozo missiles, E-tanks, super missiles, and the Chozo reserve have been found. It's just the major items, as well as power bombs. Runners are farming. If you're just tuning in, this is a pretty hype match between Nevd and Jaychuk, as well as Toasty and Manelder. The top race has really massive playoff implications. 5-2, and Nevd is 6-1. So if Jaychuk loses, he's effectively eliminated. It's also a really good race, but has a lot less in the way of playoff implications, as Toasty is 4-3. And I'm not sure exactly what Manelder is, but he definitely has at least 3 losses. We got at Wave. A little bit low for these runners. Not too bad. Screw attack. Bombs is the only thing left in logic. Klee is not yet in logic. Croc requires charge to be in logic. That being said, charge could be at Alpha Power Bombs. Runners to go back down to Croc. Or Croc could be anything. Our Power Bombs are at Alpha Power Bombs at this point, but there is a chance that they're at Croc. Yeah, we'll grab that health there. He go back for it, but he was too late. This is kind of a scary health to... or is not exactly what you want to do. Oh, okay, he's just turning around. That makes sense. Ooh. Don't die, Toasty. Monk ass. Using screw attack to farm enemies like this. End up not spinning. Power bombs are at Croc, that means the charge has to be at alpha power bombs. So that's useful information to know. If the runners understand the logic. Are you checking more miners, looking for out of logic power bombs? Yeah, I tend not to worry about too much about trying to find out of logic miners, and just focus on finding them in the majors. Unless they are just A miners. Seeing the Croc item pretty quick on Minelder's screen here. Try third try, green gate glitch. I actually don't think the out of logic PBs would be. Oh, there are PBs, wow. So that means that charge is at alpha power bombs. I don't think it'll be that useful to know that information because all the runners have to go up and go direct ship anyway. Power bombs on the way anyway. I guess they can check X-ray on the way up too. I think everyone's going to be checking that location, so everyone will be getting their charge beam. Technically could be not required if there is gravity at X-ray, at Shack Tool, and either ice or speed in Modern Warfare, but it's very, very likely that Wreck Ship is required. Yeah, Shack isn't in logic without high jump or space jump, right? Yeah, Shack Tool, yeah. I don't think that's possible. I think wall jumping up the shaft is faster, but I know Toasty likes his memes sometimes, so. Okay. About to get probably our first look at X-ray side of things. High jump at X-ray. Find. Means that Varia could be in wreck ship with Gravity and Lord Warfare. Gravity could be in wreck ship with Varia at Shack Tool. I'm hoping for Gravity and Wreck Ship with Varia at Shack Tool in Norfair. Or in More Norfair. Toasty heading down. This should be Charge Beam. Otherwise, I'll look like an idiot. Charge Beam, so I am not an idiot. I'm still an idiot, but I was right on that thing. Still going to be a little bit scary for Toasty here, as he's got a good amount of energy. No suits. Fantoon does a lot of damage, and you can take quick. He should be fine, though. Just looks like less because he has all those E-tanks. Another thing to possibly consider, although without power bombs, it's probably less likely to come up, is I know for a fact that J-Track was practicing Crystal Flash Clip before this. Speed are in a troll location, but he finds enough power bombs. Just Crystal Flash into Bot Wound and go fight Dragon like that. Yeah, Seed feels like it's really forced the runners into basically the decisions that they made so far. For Divergence after Wreck Ship. Tracking the spooky miners. Think hoping for power bombs. See what's at right side supers. Varia. Okay, so I'm curious whether any of the runners will decide to go straight down. Check the rest of Wreck Ship. This could be some really big divergence here. Looks like you're now... Is that following? Couldn't see what it said. I think you're probably right, D-Web. You gotta do the rest of Wreck Ship. If you had more power bombs and could Crystal Flash Clip, down a lot more. But with only 5 power bombs, you can't bank on finding 2 more power bomb packs. Gravity. I know that Jay really does like to skip Attic though. Decides to do that. What's at the Wreck Ship E-Tank location? Wow. So now, the top of Wreck Ship, you just need Icer Speed in Go mode. Do you just bank on it being either at Shack Tool, or do you go up and check? Going meme route, or that way, forward way. He appreciates all of these follows, you guys. Finds this Varia there. Hoping that either Ice or Speed is at Attic. any of these runners will check attic. Maybe Minelder. I don't think that Nevd or J-Shack are going to, and Toasty already hasn't. Be a little bit careful with his health here. It's getting kind of low. I guess he still has that reserve, so he should be fine. Guessing that Toasty is going to go straight to Shack Tool. No, he is not. Huh. See a Shack check there. Leaving the wreck ship, so if Icer Speed is in the top of wreck ship for almost all of the runners. Yeah, I agree, Alfonso. I definitely would have checked Shack if I were going down that way. To consider for Jay is he can do full suitless, so he would be more likely to leave wreck ship right here. But he is more likely because of that. Just gonna go check anyway, I think. If I were Toasty, I would have considered going down the other way and getting the energy refill. Check, more than likely. Your super's there, and then you can refill your health with the energy refill station. H-Hawk is the last one that will see whether he decides to go up through bowling or not. Really, really hope that Icer Speed isn't bowling. Highest entertainment value. Locations are all majors left. So everything that they check will either be ice, wave, spring ball, space jump, speed, X-ray. Checking the top of... He's checking attic, wow. Making the play. Excited to see if this pays off for him. This could be huge. There's a 1 in 6 chance it'll pay off at this point. 1 in 5 with Spring Ball there. It's not. There's a 2 in 5 chance, I think, kind of. Even if speed is here, ice could be behind Ridley. They pay off. So he needs a couple of for this to be worth it. So let's see what's at bowling. It is Wave Beam, so not required. Not worth it. Okay, Shock. Question is the required progression behind Ridley, or is it behind Shaq Tool? It's Shaq Tool, but I'm sure that everyone else in chat does as well. For acquired Shaq Tools this season yet. You know what? I think that if Ice is at Plasma, a really big troll, because they only have 5 power bombs, going to need that Ice Beam. From Soldier and Toasty, they don't know that Ice Beam isn't at the top of Rex ship. So if they have to check Shaq Tool and Dragon, and that they really want Ice Beam, at Plasma. Interesting to see what they do. Yeah, I think Croc may have had the only PBs in the entire game. I hope that we see at the end, it's like 2 power bombs. I think 2 is the least I've ever seen in a seed. In a season race a seed. Minelder picking up his spring ball, validating his run. And there is speed, so no required Shaq Tool this time around. Far out of the way the runners go to try to find Ice Beam. At Shaq anyway, because they want Ice Beam. Torian with 5 power bombs is really miserable. Kill 4 different times, or 3 times, I guess. And Nevdi finishes up his Ridley. Checking the jail item, but not checking Fire Fleas is kind of interesting. Maybe he just thought of power bombs at this point. Power bombs. Okay, with 10, I think that nobody's going to check Shack Tool. Ideal, but it's workable, at least. It's really, really rough. Just a little bit low on this wall jump. He needs to delay it a little bit more, too. That looks good. Did Jay check Screw Attack? Or did he just ace it? Ball? Ice, Space Jump, and X-Ray are left. I think that's the last reserve tank at Fire Fleas. So no extra power bombs for Nevti. Or pretty quickly, though. Okay, Jay does have Spring Ball. Good to know. Invalidate his run by not picking it up. Like more power bombs at Main Street missiles. Not pick. Oh, is he? He's not doing the super short charge. He's just doing the. If the other runners will check that location, I think at this point, if I were them, I would just kind of go. Too much time looking around trying to find miners. I think it's a starter 3. I'm not sure if you can do it in like a 3-tap or something. I normally do a starter 3. stuttering makes a pretty big difference. It lets you do stuff in shorter amount of time. You get in the habit of doing it if you don't know how much space you need. Ridley is down for all of our runners now. Toasty is out of the playoffs. He has 3 losses at this point. 3 right now. For the top race is very likely to make the playoffs. Or, I guess, make the, he still has another race after this, so he's not into the, sorry. I shouldn't have beat Toasty. Going for the grapple kill here from Toasty. With only 300 energy, worried about chain damage, and that just completely eliminates the possibility of that happening. And there is Ice Beam. Possible item they could have found there. Aw, Nevdi messing up the halfie. FD is about 3 to 4 minutes ahead of J-Chalk at this point. A lot going wrong for J-Chalk to catch up. See what kind of kill Nevdi decides to do on Dragon. He's got a ton of health, so he can afford to do the Shine Spark kill if he wants to. It's really, really bad chain damage. He's just going for the grapple kill at this point after messing up some of those Shine Sparks. That's a dead Dragon for Nevdi. Toasty should finish with about a time of like 107, 108-ish. For this seed. given how trolly the power bombs were at the beginning. So I had to do. Toasty heading down the elevator at a 1 hour and 10-second time. And Minelder finding another power bomb pack will be much less important after he finds ice behind Dragon, but security at this point. Finish the seed at about an hour 10, maybe an hour 9. Toasty. Keep screwing around with grapple beam like this. Jumps. Nevdi, you just spark up and jump. You go. Okay, let's see if maybe skip. He's not even going for it. Everything except wave beam. Varia. That's interesting. To it first, but then decided against it. Maybe he just doesn't want to go for stand-up. Would have had to gravity jump out of Dragon's room if he wanted to reverse halfy, so I don't really blame him for not. Palm jump, that is also true. Probably would be faster if he wasn't checking Dragon's item, but I don't think there's any chance that he wouldn't have checked Dragon's item there with a 1 in 3 chance of having Ice Beam. Oh, Jay just overshot the block. Come on. Or, yeah, you can run and jump from here. Or you can use grapple. That works too. You can fall down. FD getting the nice Rinka boost there. And Toasty is finished with MB1, or MB2, excuse me. It looks like Nevdi is going to go for this baby skip. Let's see if he gets it. Oh, nope. Second jump was off. Him to mess that up. Plasma. I always see people turn off plasma for the Zeb skip here. Have both angle buttons assigned. You can just crouch and aim up, charge, and you're still with just ice and plasma. I wanted the angle up buttons assigned, then you can't crouch and aim up, so I can see that, but I'm curious if Nevdi's going to go for stand-up. Escape with Toasty. Oh, I'm missing that blue bomber. Going for it? Not going for the meme? Hopefully Nevdi finishes up quickly enough that Jay won't be in the escape when he .duns. Talked about losing, I think last year he said he lost 6 times in escape. Race a couple of weeks ago, I think, against White Mage Becky. Becky dunned landing on the ship. So seconds apart. Probably like less than that because he took more time. And GG to Toasty. Up with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 54 seconds. Definitely isn't a bad time for that seed. That was a pretty trolly seed. And Nevdi is finished with MB3, so he should be finishing up with about a time of 1 hour 11 minutes or so. Thank you, James F. Tucker, for following Toasty Muffins. I'm sure he appreciates that. After missing that last moonfall, invalidating his run. Finishing up in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 11 minutes, and 4 seconds. As I'm done with this game. Close races. Hey!
Hey! GG.
Congrats on the win.
How did he do that? How did he beat me? How did he beat me?
Hey.
He just went quicker.
Hey! Toasty? GG.
It's better?
He's just better. You gotta get good.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
That's seed.
Enough.
Toasty?
I'm bittersweet. I came in with this, not really. One way or another. I know Jay really wants to win this, and he did so well this whole season. You know, beating J-Ro, and the last 3 races for him have been that loss to Becky was no good. It doesn't it doesn't feel good. I think that might be the one that puts him out of top 16 as well. So
That definitely does. It's his 3rd loss here, so.
Yeah, and it's only been just lately that he's been getting it. Unlucky race to win. I've been watching all of his stuff, and obviously I tune into his stream all the time. I really wanted to have a good race with him. Hopefully it was, but I wanted him to go to playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I had to win. Yeah. But GGJ, I know. Hopefully he'll be in soon, and I can have a chat. But yeah, linear seed favoured me definitely. We were talking about it before the race, and it was pretty set, right? There was no other path to go, I'm guessing, right?
The only
everyone took the same thing.
Difference was that Jay went up and checked the top of attic. If that had been the ice or speed, quite a bit ahead. But because it was behind Bradley,
yeah, that was a big relief moment for me. The 2 relief moments, I guess, was seeing the PBs at Croc. I'm sure everyone probably felt the same because there was chance of being alpha PBs. And the second relief was seeing speed at Ridley. Oh my god, he's just finished. I'm just tuning in the race. You're right. He would have had me if he went.
Jay finishes in 3rd place with a time of 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 6 seconds. GG to Jay. But yeah, how are you feeling? You're at 7-1 now. You're pretty much locked to be in
Yeah.
the race, and possibly not even have to do that if you win your next race.
Yeah, not a position I thought I'd see myself. I know you didn't, but yeah, I don't know. After that loss to Maniacal, I don't know. I put more faith in myself and just ran, like you said. Just don't think about the opponent. Just run the route, run the race, and it's been working. So it was good. Yeah, lock into playing, which is awesome, probably. But I still want to try and take down J-Ro and get a guaranteed in. But if you top 16, or at least have a chance of top 16, is not anything I imagine. So I'm stoked. I'm real happy.
Yeah, I've been looking at the standings, and I think that there are probably going to be somewhere between 4 and 6 spots open, and there are probably going to be
Yeah.
somewhere between like 8 and 10. So 8 to 10 racers fighting for 4 to 6 spots.
And there's some really good people in those for those 4 spots. It is a crazy play, and no one wants to be there. Sloters, Derp. I haven't checked it fully, but they were 2 I was remembering going, oh my god. So J-Ro's going to be tough.
Win the next 2 to get in, but I think he probably will.
You think who will?
He's got to win this next 2 to get into the playoff race, but
Oh, Sloters does.
I think he probably will. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me. I thought you just said I think you will win, and I just had to double check that because
No, I would never say that.
If we're going to see Jay pop
in. I don't think so. I think that he's kind of done with that. Races this year.
And last year too. I think Becky was the closest race of the entire tournament. That was crazy. No chance for 7 and 3 to get in, is there?
Tiny chance that 6 and 3 gets in.
6 and 3, sorry, yeah.
Minelder finishes up with an official SRL time of 1 hour 16 minutes 52 seconds in 4th place. GG Minelder. About
it's just you and me.
Think about not finding power bombs early.
Nope. Stressful. He came in then left. Stressful. That's how I feel.
GG. Oh, and he's gone again. Yeah, so I'm not sure if you know it, but Croc requires charge to be in Logic.
Yeah, I think I learned that from you.
So because of that, Croc wasn't in Logic when you went to him. Sure that Alpha Power Bombs were going to have Power Bombs. Were at Croc, that meant that charge had to be at Alpha Power Bombs.
Of course, yeah. That's did not even think about that. So the logic actually wanted you to go up.
Go up,
and then
go around again, and then go back down.
Stupid.
So.
Yeah, wow. Wow, I'm happy I didn't know that because that would have really forced. I would be thinking, there's no way PBs are a croc.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are the chances of that? I'm happy I didn't know that because that could have screwed me over.
Mm-hmm. Kind of set of item placements to have charged at Alpha Power Bombs and then PBs at Croc. Power Bombs were going to be at Alpha Power Bombs at that point, but turned out to be wrong.
It was pretty straightforward after that as well. Like, the logic wanted you to go that way, and afterwards was pretty set as well. Although, except, like you say, top of wreck ship is always that interesting play. In theory, when I was looking back to it, I think it was a dumb move to skip it because we already had every ammo and every energy tank and the reserves. So, yeah, probably should. I If I thought about it too much more, I would have checked it. I'm just lucky that I didn't. That would have been a
Louder.
photo finish.
GG.
Hello. GG.
Seed.
Seems any time that I actually play okay, it's always the matches that I lose.
Toasty must have flew. That's crazy.
Okay. GG.
Did anybody find Wave?
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
at?
Jay found Wave at the top of Wreck Ship.
Ah, okay.
Oh, hey, Jay.
Hi.
GG.
GG. I was really battling with myself on whether I should go. I've
I'm
skipped
happy
top
you
wreck
did.
ship, I think, in all of my races, and I was like, you know what? It burned me last race because gravity was there. And I was like, I'm gonna try it, and I did it, and it was Wave. I was like, oh, it's not terrible,
Yeah.
but it's also not good at all. But because
Yeah,
I had charge, and so I didn't really need it for anything. For like Zeb skip and whatnot.
Because you were actually behind at that point. So because of that, I think it was a good play. Because if Speed or Ice had been there,
Yeah, that's
which
what
we need from Nevd.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was banking on. I was like, if this is speed or ice, that's just gonna like the right play obviously was a skip, and so I'm like thinking, I'm like, if this is ice or speed, I am gonna win this match.
Yeah, definitely. I thought you would have skipped, so I skipped with the anticipation that you would as well.
Yeah,
That's
I
my
normally do. Like
feeling.
I've skipped basically every match so far. Just one time it really burned me.
I remember I was watching that one. It was Gravity or something.
Yeah, ended up finishing suitless.
Oh, that was awesome. Well, not awesome for you, but it was an awesome match. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
At that point,
Man. So I was hoping. So did everyone go down?
Yeah. Well, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Well, you could, but
power bombs.
you would get locked. And you
Cosmic
have to
Brain
go
Blade.
loop
Yeah.
around.
I think I did every hell run.
So I was hoping that Nevdi went up because I was almost banking. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna bank on that being a power bomb. I'm glad I didn't, but
Because I'm not sure if you know, but Croc requires charge beam to be in logic.
Yeah.
All of the Bubble Mountain checks, Croc wasn't in logic yet, so I was pretty sure that Alpha Power Bombs was going to be a power bomb. But once Croc was a power bomb, Alpha Power Bombs had to be charge beam.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
Oh man.
Well done, everybody. I really, really got to go to sleep.
GG.
Are you also wait? Where are you from?
England.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I could tell. Sweet. Nevdi's Australian, right?
Yeah, so it's lunchtime for
sweet.
me now.
Sweet. Well,
do you think
thank
when
you
you
so much, Zeb, for commentating. Thanks for Randomizer League for doing the thing and rip me.
I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy. But happy I won. Not happy it had to be you. So
rough matches, back to back to back, kind of.
Yeah, 3 straight.
dominating. Yeah, you were
just
dominating
not-
the league, the top.
Yeah.
Becky broke you.
Becky really did break me. Like, oh my gosh.
That's not really.
I was broke. When you jump on a ship and you see a dot done, there's just nothing worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
You've had that happen more than anyone. And last year.
Last season was awful.